So, you're live.
Hi, my name is Debbie McIntyre. I have been a member of this church since 1952. Deuteronomy 15:15 says, "Remember that you were slaves in Egypt, and the Lord your God redeemed you." This verse talks about memories and redemption. You know, I have a lot of memories about this church. Remembering the people who came before us, who invested of themselves and of their resources to make this church grow. People like Ed Passmore, who would pump his fist up and down leading the music each Sunday to the tempo of whichever hymn we were singing. And Sunday school teachers like Virginia Jones. Virginia was my teacher when I was a teenager. I was the only one there Sunday after Sunday, but she taught that class of one as if the room were full. My dad, Gus McIntyre, and Roscoe Patterson led the Royal Ambassadors, the RAs, for the young boys of the church. My mother, Betty McIntyre, led the GAs for the girls. And both of them taught Sunday school for 50 plus years. I too taught for many years. I remember how the church has grown over the past 75 years. From a tent to a small one-room building to the buildings that we have today. In that one-room building, they had an Easter Sunday service. And two young boys were supposed to go out before the church started to light the pot-belly stove that heated it. But they forgot to open the damper. And those handmade pews were covered in a layer of soot when the congregation gathered. That Easter Sunday, everyone went home with soiled clothes. Then the two-story building was built where the children's nursery and classrooms are today. And that was an amazing thing. The first part was built in the early 50s, and the second part was built in the late 50s. I was 5 years old when it was being built, and I remember when they had finished the construction upstairs, I came running down that hallway at top speed, rounded the corner, and fell down an open stairwell into a pile of dirt. I totally soiled my beautiful white dress. I remember getting up, crying and sobbing, and running outside, and the first leg I found was that of Mr. Howard Strickland. I wrapped my arms around his legs and wiped my dirty face and my dirty nose on his pants. And I really bet his wife, Miss Ida May, appreciated that. But through the years, the church has been remodeled and new buildings built, and we have grown, and we continue to grow. Everything is different from the way it was in the beginning. The second part of Deuteronomy talks about the Lord your God redeemed you. Many of us accepted Jesus as our Savior in this church. I remember being saved as a 9-year-old child during a spring revival. Also, there was a class that was taught at the church called Master Life. I took that class, and through it I learned to abide in the Word, to pray in faith, and how to disciple others. And that's what we do today. It is our goal to reach the community, to disciple others. The Hebrews were asked to remember that they were once slaves in Egypt and had been redeemed. May we all share this redemptive story with all the ones that we meet, with all the people who come to our church. Psalms 107:2 says, "Let the redeemed of the Lord say so." That's a command, and it's one which I believe our church today obeys.
That's great.
Well, it wasn't boring, was it?